Shout out to everybody out there on White Street. You already know what it is. Salute to everybody.
What's going on, y'all? Welcome back to SteveBussaGS. We got another scorecard reaction for y'all, and you already know what it is. Let's get it. Yo, huge shout out to Sierra Leone. We back, baby. I do have more Shadow Boxer lined up. We got more KAO right now. Let me know what are the other artists in SL we got to check out down in the comments below. What are the tracks you guys want? Right now, we got KAO featuring Black Jones, Story of Lumumba. Before we hop into it, we're going to do a little bit of a history lesson first. Whenever I see like a name or something like this come up, you can tell it's going to be more of a storytelling track. I don't have the context, so I figured the channel's not just for music reaction, it's also for understanding and diving into other cultures, revolving around hip-hop and the music. The music is going to hit harder if you take the time to understand the context. That's why I interact with you guys in the comments. That's why when I don't understand something, instead of acting like I do, I ask you guys to educate me. And before diving into this, I decided to look up who Lumumba was referring to, and what I came up with was actually Patrice Lumumba. He was the first prime minister of the Republic of the Congo. He played a significant role in the transformation of the Congo from a colony of Belgium into an independent republic. His ideology was one of an African nationalist and Pan-Africanist, and he led the Congolese National Movement, or MNC, party from 1958 until his assassination. Shortly after the Congolese independence in 1960, a mutiny broke out in the army, marking the beginning of the Congo crisis. Lumumba appealed to the United States and the United Nations for help to suppress the Belgian-supported Katangese secessionists led by Moise. I'm not even going to try and say that. Look it up on the screen. I apologize for mispronouncing these names. No disrespect is intended. Both refused, so Lumumba turned to the Soviet Union for support. This led to growing differences with President Joseph Kasavubu and Chief of Staff Joseph Desire Mobutu. Sorry. And again, I'm not hacking these names up on purpose. This is my first time reading them out loud like this. As well as with the United States and Belgium, who opposed the Soviet Union in the Cold War. Lumumba was subsequently imprisoned by state authorities under Mobutu and executed by a firing squad under the command of Katangese authorities. Following his assassination, he was widely seen as a martyr for the wider Pan-African movement. In 2002, Belgium formally apologized for its role in the assassination. So we're going to hop into the music reaction. Now we got a little bit more of a background. As always, run the gauntlet, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, the little bell notification guy. If you're not interested in learning and educating yourself about other cultures, about other politics and things that make up rap music, then I don't think you fully understand what hip-hop was formed for and what hip-hop is about. I think understanding the context of the music and understanding the culture of the music is literally the whole point that we're here, and I hope that you guys do find some value in that. But let's hop into it right now. DENERO, Black Jones, you guys are up. Can you make it a good track? Let's go.
Patrice Lumumba has been the problem.
Okay. So, right off the bat, I'm so glad that it was the right person that we looked up. I did get some information, too, about a Professor Lumumba, who was more recent, as of, like, 2018. He started joining against, like, some of the, in Sierra Leone, he started going against some of the corruption in the government and corporations and things of that nature. So I wasn't sure if it was that direction, but as I dug a little bit deeper, it seemed like this was the direction to go. And I did find this picture for a frame of reference that we were talking about the right person. So that is actually a huge relief to me. I would have felt like a complete idiot if I had to watch the reaction and then cut the beginning out because it was the wrong thing. So that's dope. But either way, do your research and learn about other cultures because it's super fucking dope. So here we go.
Here today, we need to get rid of this guy ASAP. We need to surveillance him. We need to know all his movements, and then we get rid of him. Africa is ours. It's our time. We let him know that is finished. Guys, dismiss.
Yeah. Rest in peace to Patrice Lumumba. Straight
Rest in power, my guy.
yeah, como Sankara, Che Guevara, Bob Marley. No doubt. Yeah, whatever they do, never worry us. Got from the bloodline of warriors. He's so marvelous, lyrical disciple. Tight boss, protect the title. They stole all our riches, gave us the Bible. Bloody survival.
Okay, let's go. First of all, a couple things to point out. When I start talking about the origins of hip-hop and you guys understanding what the whole point of the culture of hip-hop is, which is giving a voice to a community of people who otherwise did not have their own voice and shit like that, this is the boom bap kind of beats, the old school kind of flow, the gritty voices and shit like that. Like, this is the type of shit that plays in my head when I start thinking about the origins of hip-hop. This is dope. This is a dope sound right off the bat. Came off with a fucking bar right off the bat. Like, let's go. I'm sorry, I just had to point that out. Like, he nailed the context of what this song is meant to be. He nailed the vibe right off the bat. Let's go.
Yeah, whatever they do, never worry us. Got from the bloodline of warriors. He's so marvelous, lyrical disciple. Tight boss, protect the title. They stole all our riches, gave us the Bible. Bloody survival, but we're still going strong. Survival of the fittest, where the king come from. I'm still in the turf, rocking with an empty pocket.
I love this too. He does really good at switching up flows. This sounds almost nothing like the last one that we heard, which is dope because you see the versatility that he has, right? I wasn't sure if this was going to be like another G Unit sounding track, you know what I'm saying? Like late 2010s and shit like that. Nah, this is definitely more old school vibes. Listen, he's already got into like 2 flow switches. So he had the old school boom bap, syllables rhyming only on the last bit of it, but there was a message behind it, right? That was like the first introduction that we had to his verse. Switch that pretty swiftly into something that was more melodic. That's meant to pull in your attention. Like, hey, this isn't just going to be a story track. This is also going to be a bop. It's also going to be a song. Like, don't let me lose you yet. I'm not trying to lose your attention. And then he only does it for a second to grab your attention, and then it looks like he's going right back into again the more boom bap type flows. Watch the transition and just pay attention to how that's significant sonically as a listener.
Do never worry us. Got from the bloodline of warriors. He's so marvelous, lyrical disciple. Tight boss, protect the title. They stole all our riches, gave us the Bible. Bloody survival, but we're still going strong. Survival of the fittest, where the king come from. I'm still in the turf, rocking with a pocket. Xenophobia, self-hate, man. We need to stop it. They're trying to make it toxic, like it.
See, look, this is hard body, and he's dropping. It's a good message behind it too, right? It's one thing to be able to put out some gangster shit, some bop shit like that. It's another thing to use your platform, to use the movement that you have and stuff like that to put positivity back into the community. I think that's super fucking dope. I'm here for it.
In the turf, rocking with an empty pocket. Xenophobia, self-hate, man. We need to stop it. They're trying to make it toxic, like they did to Lumumba. Eradicate my heroes. Now wait till left for Duba with nothing else to offer. Hey yo, they took him into isolation, propaganda to the masses, fool the congregation, lock him up and throw the kid with no medication. Next day, they faced the firing squad. So much pain on Patrice, she was hollering God. They did the same to Sankara, Robert Nesta Mali, all the legends face Wahala. Now the continents are dry up, man.
That was hot. That Valhalla bar was fucking dope as shit. Let's go. If you guys don't know, Valhalla is actually like heaven in Norse mythology. But one of the unique kind of aspects of Valhalla is like the Valkyries there take on what's called Anheriar. And the Anheriar are what are considered people who live valiant warrior lives in their life on Earth. The Valkyries show up, take the Anheriar, and they become part of like the army of Valhalla and stuff like that. So when he's talking about these warriors here on Earth and then up in Valhalla, it's different than saying like rest in peace my guys in heaven. That could be applied to anybody, you know, who lived a good life. Whereas the idea and the concept of throwing Valhalla out there while speaking on someone who lived a warrior life, who fought for the people and stuff like that, has such a deeper, rich meaning to it. Like, that's super dope to have tapped into that.
Pain on Patrice, she was hollering God. They did the same to Sankara, Robert Nesta Mali, all the legends face Wahala. Now the continents are dry up, man. Yeah, fever like Sahara. Then they left us with Palava. Sad, man. Let's go.
also possible that he said a different word that wasn't in my language, and I just made all that Valhalla stuff up. But it's still all relevant, and it still makes sense in context. So I'm going to go with my story for now. And on the second listen through, he may have said something else that I just didn't pick up on. We'll listen one more time. Tell me what you think down in the comments below. Maybe my Norse mythology stuff didn't really come in handy, but it's still cool to know, and it's still cool. It's still a dope nod for the context of the song.
Robert Nesta Mali, all the legends face Wahala. Now the continents will dry up there. Yeah, FIBA like Sahara. Then they left us with Palava. Sad man, let's go.
Since too painful with a tuna. All my people struggling from Freetown to Kaduna.
Okay.
They love my niggas like Natuna. I read the story of Lumumba. It's the strong black people. If you steady and the grind, you're the one the song they speak to. They be acting with lyrical.
Alright, he's fire. Black Jones is fire. Crush that hook, 100%. Super catchy. The contrast in their voices is so stark. Like, KAO sounds like he shouldn't be doing melodies. He's got that deep, like I said, like that deep grunge voice almost. You know what I'm saying? Like that OG voice. And then you have Black Jones, who comes in with like this kind of like angelic, light, feathery voice. You would think that it may not go together well. I think it fit really well on this track. Even if this wasn't a storytelling track, I think even pop-wise, the two of them, the marriage between those two voices actually sound really, really well studio-wise.
You can't kill I know.
Hold on. Bring this back a little bit when you hear this again.
They be acting with lyrical. So Babylon knows that you can't kill I know. Another one gone.
Tell him Black Jones.
But yes, another one born.
Yeah.
That's heavy. That was heavy. Another one gone and yet another one born. And then you got the visuals right there too. That was heavy.
I had a dream like Martin Luther King, but I woke up broke again with no food for 15. Need a big size, more crown can fit the king. I used to pray just so I go reach 16. My style's major. My friends dropping out of school, getting AK-47 from Charles Taylor. I wonder if my people will ever get a savior when they rip all they possess and act like they did a favor. Check your neighbor.
Let's go. He's spitting some real shit now. I like that.
If my people will ever get a savior when they rip all they possess and act like they did a favor. Check your neighbor. Innocent mothers perishing every time, man, they go for labor. Lumumba's story can be any one of us. Prince raping kids, then confess in front of Holy Cross. Nobody paid yet for the Holocaust. Street niggas never go to church. On God only know they trust. He was my hero from the...
Damn. Okay. He's spitting some heavy shit right now. He's going the fuck off on this. Literally from the Lumumba, could be any one of us forward. That was just heat.
Dropping out of school, getting AK-47 from Charles Taylor. I wonder if my people will ever get a savior when they rip all they possess and act like they did a favor. Check your neighbor. Innocent mothers perishing every time, man, they go for labor. Lumumba's story can be any one of us. Prince raping kids, then confess in front of Holy Cross. Nobody paid yet for the Holocaust. Street niggas never go to church. On God only know they trust. He was my hero from the Congo, who was crucified so they can steal and get them things that they put up in your phone though. Shit you don't know. I guess you're just happy with your wife and your Volvo. I put my fist up for Lumumba. Kwame Nkrumah vibing to some Wailers music. Smoke my cigar, man, as I'm jamming to that Lumumba. Rest in peace, yo, Patrice Lumumba. Yeah, all the heroes that died.
Too painful with a tuna. All my people struggling from Freetown to Kaduna. They love my niggas like Natuna.
So much pain I can't even digest. Threw my people in the loop, suffering no progress. We steady waiting for the harvest, which never came. Rest in peace, I say God bless. Patrice stood for the people, he did good for the people. Look what they did to Stephen Biko. Hey yo, man of it for living legal on my...
So the Stephen Biko is actually one of the prominent figures in South African history. There was an activist and frontline fighter and stuff like that. We've touched on that on a lot of the reactions to South African hip hop. So it's very interesting how we are building on our knowledge as a channel, me as a reactor, us as a community and stuff like that, as we are digging into different countries in Africa and stuff like that, and seeing how a lot of the stuff does intertwine. A lot of the message, a lot of the people, the prominent figures and stuff like that do intertwine.
People struggling, still relief pool. Political anarchy destroying the economy. Modern day robbery, still stuck in poverty. Yes, he died because he gave a speech. Still wondering why every day we still face defeats. Huh? Why every day all my people still just face defeats?
That entire last verse was ridiculously heavy, ridiculously fire. So that's it. So we don't score. If you guys are new here, we don't actually score this kind of content. I don't believe this content is here to be critiqued. This type of content is here to be educated or educational and uplifting and to deliver a very powerful message while digging into the culture. So we're not going to cheapen this with scores. I'm simply going to say this was a beautiful, amazing track. I am appreciative of both KAO and Black Jones for putting this together. As always, I love y'all. I hope you guys appreciated this, and I will catch y'all on the next one. Let's go.